if you were going to be making those optimal hormones naturally. Otherwise, there's a big disconnect between what you're injecting and how you're living. You have to be a healthy person to have healthy hormone levels. I think all of us are trying to improve the subjective experience of being alive, and the better we feel, the longer we want to live. My primary area of interest, was originally psychiatry. That's what got me in Cal, but I ended up dropping out of that to pursue looking into and understanding further about how to optimize and support hormonal health to treat many of the mental health symptoms that a lot of men are experiencing and struggle with. And since then, I've helped men all over the world for the last 5 to 6 years get their TRT right and optimize their health. I got into this because I had a brain injury when I was 25 and walked properly for a couple of years, and that was pretty scary to experience that so young. One of the fortunate things about the audience that I've managed to work with over the recent years is because of being on YouTube and being a bit younger. My primary audience are men who are in their 20s and early 30s who are working this stuff out, going, well, if we start to put the work in now, if we start to focus it's kind of like saving your money. It's saving a bit of your health for the future and putting some health in reserve. And the younger you start, the more effective it can be. And one of the interesting things about working per clinic is you get the guys who are health enthusiasts, and you get the guys who are looking up TRT on YouTube because they've heard about it on Joe Rogan. And it's interesting to see where people end up at 40 or 50 based on what they do between 18 and that age. And one of the things I'm the most passionate about, because I've seen how it's played out for better or for worse, is teaching the younger men to have in mind how this stuff's going to affect them in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Recreational athletes abusing anabolic steroids, drinking like they're a rock star every weekend for multiple decades. Just excessive recreational drug use under the age of 25. Guys are not realizing what this is doing to their longevity, and they're not realizing how this is going to impact whether they're going to spiral or whether they're going to thrive and roll up. And it's exciting to teach these guys that hormone replacement therapy because these younger men are coming up with the hormones of 65-year-old in their 20s. And not only does this completely mess up the trajectory of the experience of the outing of life, I think all of us are trying to improve the subjective experience of being alive, and the better we feel, the longer we want to live. So as these young guys are working out, they've got these hormone profiles for their grandparents and they're younger. I think becoming aware of that, ideally looking at the things that we need to do to optimize health so that we don't need hormone replacement therapy, because the secret codes in making HRT work for you is that you have to live as if you were going to be making those optimal hormones naturally. Otherwise, there's a big disconnect between what you're injecting and how you're living. You have to be a healthy person to have healthy hormone levels. As people are working out more that the longevity that you made this rehab is cheaper and effective than the efforts that you're making as rehab, I think it creates this really exciting scenario where, and this is my humble one tip for people wanting to look at this, is just make a list of all the things that you know that you should be doing that you're not doing. And then make a list of all the things that you know you shouldn't be doing that you are doing, and just fix that. And I think if you do that early, if you get in early and understand that you might not be outliers so you get away with it, if you do add in combination with optimizing your nutrition, optimizing your exercise, optimizing light exposure, optimizing your hormones, I think this is what's going to allow people over a lifetime to completely change the trajectory of where they'll end up when they're old.
I think when it comes to testosterone, you want to get the optimal benefits of testosterone, and testosterone will continue to become more optimal for you until you take too much. There's not a lot that's changed in injectable dosing for testosterone in the last few years. It puts most people in a ballpark, but it's not right. So the thing that blew me away at the Olympia, I've been in an echo chamber for a long time of people who are